Have you ever wondered what it would be like to enter the Great Pyramid? What about sharing this experience with like-minded individuals? I was surprised when earlier this year, I saw a friend of mine post a picture of himself and Matias De Stefano in Egypt. He was there for the Yo Soy event last February of 2022. So I did my best to convince him to tell me his story. So join me as our guest, Edict, tells us of the journey that led up to this point, the experience at Yo Soy, and the doors that have opened since he took steps to discover his path. Enjoy. Very exciting yung guest tonight kasi kaibigan ko to. Tsaka yun nga sinasabi ko sa mga listeners rin na pag may kaibigan akong may story, mas exciting kasi kilala ko, 'di ba? Hindi siya stranger to me and merong shared experiences kahit papano throughout the years. So nung short intro ko lang na one time nagba-browse ako sa Facebook and then nakita ko yung friend ko nasa Egypt siya. Tapos sabi ko, uy, ba't nasa Egypt siya? Ano na ginagawa niya doon? So ako para dead ma lang. Tapos sabi niya konti, a few days after, may picture siya, kasama niya si Matias De Stefano. So para, yun yung gusto ko ma-interview. So talagang minessage siya kagad bigla na, uy, sabihin mo, interview ko siya. Anong balita? So anyway, kukwento niya sa atin ngayon kung ano yung nangyari, paano siya napunta doon. And of course, yung spiritual journey mo, kung paano ka namulat sa kung kailan man. Sige. We can start with kailan ka pumunta? Ano yung
nag-trigger? Yeah.
Nag-trigger na gustong pumunta sa Egypt?
So, for me to tell you the story of kung paano ako nakarating sa Egypt,
Yes.
kailangan mong makilala yung characters involved. So, I will not name names din.
Okay, sige.
In 2014, when I was about to leave Singapore, kasi I work and live in Singapore for 4 years.
Yes.
Parang I had, I took a career break. I went to Athens to study the language for 3 months kasi usually Filipinos, we only have 90 days, diba?
Okay, yes.
And then, but prior to that, since it was a personal heartbreak kasi, that's why I left Singapore and I said na gusto ko mag-career break. Sabi ng friend ko, baka you might want to go through a Reiki session with a Reiki master.
Okay.
So I didn't know, and this wasn't my first time hearing the Reiki, but I believe that there are different modalities. There are different, because I've been practicing kunyari, meditation.
Okay.
I've been practicing yoga. Pero kung tutuusin, sabi ko nga, nung umattend ako sa Egypt, para siyang Hogwarts.
Okay.
For those who believe that kind of planetary alignment. Pero ako mudblood. Parang wala akong kaalam-alam. Kasi kumpara dun sa mga nakapunta dun, they speak tongues.
Okay.
They channel.
Okay.
They've been to different, and then they have their own religion.
Yes.
They have their own parang mga groups na rin in their respective countries. So yun, I went to that Reiki session and then they told me, you know what, there's a woman, a lady in your life right now that's very generous, and maybe there's a connection kayo in your past life, and then you've been now in this lifetime you are connected because you need to do something to her. Sabi ko, sino? Well, the generous, syempre, ang unang pumasok sa akin, it's my aunt who sent us first to school. Sabi nila, no, the energies are telling us na it's not the one. Sabi ko, so sino? So sabi niya, sino pa ba? So continue sila ng description. And then they told us, kasi in that past life, this lady is your mother.
Okay.
And then, gypsies kayo.
Okay.
So mahilig kayo sa, this woman loves bracelets, silver bracelets and everything. And that's when I thought, maybe my grandmother, kasi growing up, my grandmother, ang dami niya mga 7-day bracelet, yung mga ganyan, silver things. So sabi ko, maybe that's my grandmother. So sabi niya, yes, okay, if that's your, maybe, pero not 100%, but maybe if that's your grandmother, you betrayed her in that life. That's why in this lifetime, pinagsama kayo for you to atone your sin.
Okay.
That was 2014.
14,
Fast forward, to 2016, pagbalik ko ng 2016, pagbalik ko sa Pilipinas, one of my first events was for a health and wellness festival
Okay.
at Rockwell, Kent.
Mm-mm.
So doon, may isang lady. This lady, easily I gravitated towards her kasi may mga binibentang books about spiritual life, about meditation, about chakra healing. So I
Yes.
approached her, and then we started discussing, and then it turned out that discussion became email exchanges. And then I
Okay.
was telling her, you know what, about the I went back to the Philippines and went back to the same agency that I started with my friends, pero I'm about to leave. Parang I don't know where to go, la 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 la. And then she told me, oh, what happened to you? So kinento ko lang. And then I told her na I went to Athens. And then she told me, you know what? I am
Mm.
building a property somewhere here in the Philippines. It's designed after Santorini, Greece. So there's a connection.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And then she told me, maybe you might be interested to be my social media manager. I don't have any background in social media. My background is more of events and marketing.
Yes,
So but
yes.
I said yes to that
Mm-mm.
opportunity kasi mag-start pa lang naman ako eh. So
Oo.
that was a gateway for me.
Yes.
So I worked on that project for like 6 months. And then I continued. I live there. I leave, and because I started on my own.
Okay.
For a year, I don't know what happened over time. And then last year, 2021, August, after di ba parang nagkaroon tayo ng break,
Yes, yes.
after a long lockdown,
Oo.
you're allowed to go elsewhere. So I
Yes.
went, kasama ko yung mga pamangkin ko. I drove, tapos finding where to go with my pamangkin and with our dogs kasi first time namin makakalabas together ulit. Because let's go to this property because you're allowed to go with pets.
Yes,
So,
yes.
ganyan, kumakain kami. And then they told me, oh, andyan si Bossing. You might want to see her. Sabi ko,
Mm.
no na, sige po, maybe next time. This is 4 years down the road, 4
Oo.
to 5 years
Oo.
before. It's been a long time. Sabi ko, tomorrow po, baka pupunta ko or maybe next time. At least on my own. Kasi agit na yung mga bata, yung mga aso. It's getting dark na. And in that place, kapag madilim na, medyo talagang it's scary to drive na rin. For some strange reason, when I was walking, papuntahan ko na sila sa parking kasi nauna yung mga bata. When I was looking down, kasi medyo hilly yung daan, pag-angat ko, I saw, naiilawan siya. So,
Oo.
it's dark. Halos madilim na lahat eh. But you can still see the pathway. May silver bracelet.
Okay.
And that silver bracelet naalala ko talaga in a snap. That was the one being described to
Mm-mm.
me
Mm-mm.
dun sa Reiki session in
14.
2014.
Yes.
Na thick, silver, and then there's a gem,
Mm-mm.
semi-precious stone, dark. Sabi ko, and then I called her, pero I brushed it off. Basta I called her, sabi ko, hi, how are you? Sabi niya, oh, okay. Do you want to go to my meditation at 6 o'clock? Because I usually have a meditation at 6 o'clock. Sabi ko, no, let me meet you next week. I'll be back. If it's just every Saturday, I'll be back. So at least we can meet again.
Yes, yes.
And we can discuss things. How have you been?
Oo.
It's been a long time. Or it's a beautiful location already kasi nakita ko siya na talagang binibuild niya.
Yes.
She's a 75-year-old woman.
Okay.
And that woman, with that property, for me, it's a manifestation of her belief in terms of she'd never taken paracetamol for 40 years.
Okay.
Walang ini-intake. At that time, ayaw niya magpa-vaccine.
Vaccine, oo.
Kasi hindi, ayaw niya. Gusto niya taga nature. It's
Oo.
everything natural. Kaya long before the pandemic, that property it's a testament to her belief in terms of natural healing.
Yes.
So, ganon. So, sabi ko, sige. And then sabi niya, because I know this guy, ang Gaya,
Okay.
Matthias De Stefano.
Oo.
He's talking about something, but it's more of the geometry and everything. But all of these things, maybe it's not the same. It's like my guru. 44 years ago, my guru was telling me about these things and na-ignite ulit, I think. Na-ignite ulit something about the connection sa guru niya. And I'll talk to you about that guru. And that connects to the Egypt thing.
Sige.
Sabi niya, then I want to write a book. The thing is, most of the writings, Matthias kasi stayed in Greece in 2021 or 2020 for 365 days.
Okay.
And then he wrote every day, and that's on his website.
Okay.
That icosahedron, tetrahedron. And for me kasi to understand that her book, I have to read the articles.
Yes.
Diba? Pero hindi ko siya 365 eh. So we started lang the out of time and time, yung ganun, 5 days out of time. So I have 15 articles that I had to go through for me to understand the book. And that book was supposed to be presented to him for us to get the permission.
Okay.
To go on print. Kami we just dapat ano ko lang. Sabi ko sa kanya, yes. I said yes immediately because that was my way of thanking her.
Yes.
She's the one who gave me my break eh. Diba?
Yes.
Parang ganyan. She's the one who gave me my break in 2016.
16.
So I want lang to parang pasasalamat
Give
lang
back
sa
salamat.
kanya. Diba? Ganon. Ngayon na I know I have a team, I can do it, I can get it to her. So her travel companion was another lady, a social media marketer of Sadhguru. So sila na talaga, all set na sila to travel. So August, September, we started talking about things. And sabi niya, have you read Matthias? No, I haven't read. I haven't gone to ano. Kasi kaya ano sinabi niya sa akin, visit Yo Soy that read.
Yes, Yo Soy.
Sabi ko, I know ka. Sabi ko, I am? Is it Spanish? Because I'm studying Spanish.
Okay.
What's interesting is, I've been studying Spanish. Sabi ko, what for? Hindi naman ako pupunta ng Spain. Pero, so I guess this is the reason. I mean, if you guys believe if you believe in coincidences, na there's one thing may lead to another.
Yes.
Ganun yun. Parang sabi ko, okay, so pasok ako dito. At least I can learn, I can practice my Spanish.
Yes.
Pero there's an English translation na Matthias is Argentinian, so the writing is in Spanish, but there's an English translation. So I started reading, and then she started asking me, and then I explained to her the entire process, and then she told me, okay, the first the foreword niya, ang sabi niya sa article niya sa foreword, the first the first paragraph was, my guru 44 years ago, when we first met, her first words to me were, do you remember me? We saw we were buried alive in Egypt in our past life. So ayun pala, apparently, diba, the guru in the past life were parang sila yung mga lady in waiting. So if she died, if the head dies,
yes.
everyone after
sama.
well.
Parang yung buong entourage mo, libing kayo pag namatay si Bossing.
Libing kayo. Yeah. So what's interesting, 7 years before pala that time, 7 years, the excavation of Tutankhamen, world tour the Philippines. 7 years before that meeting with the guru.
Yes.
Sabi niya, nung pagpasok niya sa chamber, sa Philippine Congress ata dinala yung exhibition. Immediately, she couldn't breathe.
Okay.
Parang may asphyxiate siya.
Yes,
That's why sabi niya sa asawa niya, we have to go. I couldn't breathe. I don't know, maybe the aircon or daming tao. Then 7 years, na-meet niya yung guru niya, and that's how spiritual journey happened. So yun yung mga nasa libro, then nag-perform na kami. Tapos sabi niya, sabi niya, isa sa mga the Aztec, yung niya, and then Russian siya, Gypsy.
Okay.
And then that's when I stopped. Sabi ko, Gypsy, wait a second, wait lang. Okay, ganito kami, Zoom it was a Zoom recording. Sabi ko, you told me you were a gypsy. Can I tell you something? And then the story of the Reiki, because I held into that story thinking it was my grandmother.
Yes,
Na siya yung sinasabi. And then that's when it clicked. When we were together in Egypt, pag hawak ko kamay niya, or kapag nagsuzoom kami at hindi ko siya nakikita, it's my grandmother talking. That's why, diba, kunya parang all of the things na if ever, kunya whatever we've decided, syempre may mga expenses, lahat ng mga, anything that is in-house, or my own fees, that's all waived. Sabi ko lang, of course, there are third parties involved, the printer, let's just pay for it, but for the rest, it's kasi ganun yung devotion ko sa kanya. I've always believed in her. But now that magkakasama kami and nagbabasa ko yung stories niya about manifestation, about quantum physics, about the 4 dimensions, which I can explain to you kung paano if you want to manifest things. I believe in those things, siguro lang mababaw pa for yung sa akin. Sa kanya kasi it's 44, more than 44 years of learning.
Of learning that,
and practicing. So, tapos biglang 1 week after, nakwento ko, 1 week after she called me, you will be with me, let's go to Egypt together. Sabi ko, what happened to the other girl? No. Something, she cannot do this, da. So that's why we flew to, we didn't fly to Egypt together kasi nandun ako I was stranded in Europe. Kasi during the holidays, it was December, I went to Spain for a holiday trip, only to find out na red list ang Spain sa Philippines. So even if you're a Filipino, you cannot go back. You need to have a history, at least 14 days of travel history na wala sa Spain. So I went to France, and then sa Paris, I got COVID.
Sa
Paris kasi nagpa-party, wala ka ng mga ganyan. So na-extend ako ng na-extend. I mean, imagine so na-extend ako ng na-extend. Ang trip ko dapat sa Egypt was February 16. Na-extend, dahil hindi ako makauwi, hindi ako pinasakay ng eroplano. And then finally, sinabi nila sa akin, you have to go to Paris, claim your visa, not just just a letter to allow you to board, because they can never give you a visa if you're only a tourist, if you're not working or living in that country, diba? It's a point of origin mo. And then that's when I practiced, tinuturuan niya ako ng manifestation. Sabi niya, you cannot be, actually, it was me daw who prolonged my agony. There was a time kasi na parang hopeless. 4 times na ako nag-visit ng Egyptian embassy in Paris. Parang wala na lahat. I spent 35,000 peso worth of phone calls kasi in Paris, Egyptian embassy, they don't talk English, they only speak Arabic or French. Palagi lang ako, je ne parle pas français, parang I don't speak French. Hanggang doon lang. Tapos sabi niya, no, you have, now if you want to, I can share with you the manifestation. So kunyari, sabi niya, ito yung turo niya sa akin. When you want something, it always starts with your intention and your thought.
Yes.
Diba? And then the universe will have a ripple effect. Na ginagawa yan. But you have to meet your Chinese friend. Sabi ko, who's the Chinese friend? Sabi niya, si who and how. You have to know who and how. Sabi ko, who the hell? Parang si ano. No, you need to know, if you have a thought, who will gonna help you to manifest it? When will it happen? And how it will happen? It's not your problem. It's the universe. That's why you don't have to worry. Diba? If you want to make it more practical, diba sabi ni Walt Disney ata na if you can imagine things, it can happen because it will happen. It can happen. Para lang siyang sa mga dimension natin, diba? Para kasi for you to manifest something, kasi kailangan mag-collapse yung all dimensions. What are the 4 dimensions? Kunyari in what do you call this? In arts, in creative style, you have 1D or in geometry. 1D is your point. Your 2D if kapag may distance ka na may length, kunyari. 3D if you have length, width, and height. 4D is the metaphysical. So if you apply it to yourself, your 1D is your core, your whatever you believe and everything dito sa'yo magsisimula. Your 2D is your connection to someone else. And then your 3D, this physical space that we can see, and then 4D, your thought. So if you think of red car, if you want to be more specific pa, the universe it's manifesting unti-unti. Sa kanya may isang nag-example kasi na she wanted a red car, and then hindi niya, hinahayaan lang niya, and then eventually the sister said, "Oh, I have an extra money here." Ginamit niya pang down
no red car.
Parang ganon. So that's how. So, yun na talaga. Kasi final week na to, wala pa akong visa. Nabili na yung mga ticket, pero wala pa akong plane ticket. And this is what, after that, nung ginagawa ko yun, pinapractice every day. Kasi may anxiety na ako eh. Anxiety is real. Nagigising ako alas 5, ang bigat na ng feeling ko. So I went to this was my 3rd visit to the embassy. Pagpunta ko doon, sabi ko, tumawag na sa akin, that was February 11, tumawag sa akin yung consul ng Egypt in the Philippines. For some strange reason, nakapasok siya at nakapuntahan niya, nakausap niya. Tinawagan ako 4 a.m. sa Paris. Sabi niya, go to the Egyptian embassy again in Paris. They will give you that letter for you to board the plane because you will get the visa upon arrival.
Oh my.
And then you just have to don't talk to anyone, just the consul general. Sa isip ko, how can I talk to the consul general? Number one, you can only talk to anyone in the embassy if you want an appointment via WhatsApp. And what I did was talagang may English, Arabic, nagta-translate ako, and then French para lang nila ako mapansin. So finally, nag-Greece pa kasi ako. So finally, pagbalik ko sa Paris, I got an appointment. I went back to the embassy. Eto, for some strange reason, nakaupo ako. Sabi ko, shit, good luck na lang dahil walang nagsasalita ng English, Arabic or French lang. There was this girl, puti, Caucasian. Sabi ko, shucks, ito, hope ko na to. Baka mamaya, tinanong ko, tu parles anglais, do you speak English? Sabi niya, on po. So, kwento ko unti-unti sa kanya yung journey ko. Sabi niya, okay, let me help you. Dumating na Arabic guy, security, kilala ko na sila doon. Sabi, no, you cannot talk to him, that's in Arabic. So, hindi niya makukwento yung story ko sa kanya in Arabic. May isang kinausap niya, yung isang guy na Egyptian na nakatira sa nakakaintindi ng French. So, pinakwento ko in English, siya kikwento niya doon in French, and then yung guy, Arabic niya. And then, tinawag sa loob, lumabas yung consul general.
Grabe.
Actually, hindi lang letter, it's a visa.
Okay.
That I got. It's unprecedented daw because they're breaking protocols. Kasi if ever terrorista ako, nabigyan ako ng visa to enter their country.
May bigote ka ba nun? May bigote ka ba nun?
Mayroon lahat. February 18. 16 ako na sa embassy. Sabi nila, we will release February 18. Parang ayaw talaga eh. Pero sabi nila, you have to claim that space. It's reserved for you. Sabi ko, I don't think I'm ready. Kasi 2 weeks prior to that, you have to read, you have to go. We are watching him in Egyptian time. Kasi nasa Egypt na siya at that time. Or nasa Argentina pa na siya. So yung oras, may COVID, nagka-COVID pa ako. Gets mo, parang nawala na ako. And you cannot eat meat 2 weeks prior to that. You have a lot of homework.
Before you participate in Yo Soy?
The Yo Soy when you arrive. So sabi ko, parang ang daming na I cannot. Sabi ko, I'm not yet ready. And then this girl in Egypt, sabi niya, you know what? The prepared are not chosen, but the chosen are prepared. But yeah, the chosen are prepared. Yeah. So Feb 18, Feb 9, may pa sa Paris noon, may protesta, walang mga public transportation, super traffic. So I took the last flight out of Paris. I arrived in Cairo Feb 19. That's the first day of event. Ng 3 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I checked in. 7 a.m. call time, registration kasi yun. And we went to the Kundalini Center behind, in front of in Giza siya. That's an hour away from Cairo. That's where we stayed. Tapos Giza. That's in front of the pyramid, and that's where the event happened.
Grabe.
That's my journey. I think it's all started 2014.
Sobrang connected. Sobrang connected.
If you believe in ganyan coincidence, which I believe personally, I may not know the channeling. I'm skeptic, to be honest with you, with the channeling because they speak talaga tongues, ha? Ano yun?
Magandang attitude naman yan, Edict, na medyo maging skeptic ka. Kasi kahit pa ano sabihin mo, may iba, baka hindi totoo, di ba? It's better that merong dinadoubt mo pa rin kahit pa paano. Pero syempre, open ka. Diba? I mean, for you to go there to that event and participate, talaga naman I would assume na medyo open ka to that fact. So, i-segue ko mabilis. Medyo malayo yung question to Mababalik lang doon sa una mo. So, sa Reiki session mo, ano yung finding? Bakit? Kasi usually, kasi may mga narinig na ako Reiki na kwento, pero sa'yo, ano yung meron internal lang yung baggage or may external bang naka-attach sa'yo or naalala mo pa ba?
At that time, kasi at that time, I know heartbreak yun heartbroken. Kaya ako pinapunta. So, I don't know bakit biglang yun yung inano sa akin. Yun yung nakita ng energies. Pero sabi niya kasi, and which I can, kung gusto mo i-connect ko back to Egypt kasi sabi niya, that's the thing that you've been holding on. Actually, it's gonna be difficult for you to be in a relationship because you're carrying a baggage that you've been carrying from your past life. So you have to atone that sin, and then that person has to forgive you para kasi, and then fast forward, if you want me to fast forward,
go lang.
On that grupo kasi yon sa Yo Soy event, 1,300 people ang
Yes.
umattend.
Yes.
So naka-group kami. And yung groupings namin, yung mga namin is yung mga Atlantis alphabet. Atlantean alphabet. And na-mention mo yung the Akashic Records. Kasi
Yes.
if your listeners are familiar with Matias De Stefano, ang background niya, siya noong past life, and
Okay.
a librarian. Siya yung holder ng Akashic Records. That's why he is now so familiar and about the librarian siya
Librarian ng
ng
Akashic.
Correct.
Oh.
But woman siya
Oo.
in that past life. Correct. Kaya nung sa Nile River Cruise kami, we went through seven temples. Yun din, naman yun, alignment of the chakras. The Philae Temple, Komombo, Edfu, Luxor, Dendera. Doon na yung mga nangyari, mga sinisend ko sa yung photos.
Oo. So, sige, skip tayo dun sa part na yun.
Abydos. Yeah, skip muna. Okay, go.
Hindi, pero I mean, ipasok na tayo mabilis. So, sa mga listeners, ipopost ko siguro yon. Pero, nag-send si Edict sa akin ng picture. Sabi niya, tignan mo to. Anong oras mo nakuha yan? May nakuha siyang UFO sa sky. Tama, no?
Hindi ako, sa group yun.
Sa group yun.
Group
tapos
siya.
inikot-ikot na, oo. Mga nasabi ba sa'yo what time yung... Hindi, okay lang.
Wala. Noon,
siya
siya alam ko, immediate, kasi palagi kami pumapasok sa mga temples early in the morning because it's a special permit. Dahil bawal ka, syempre yung mga meditation kapag may ginagawa kasi sila meditate, may nagsasalita and everything, bawal gawin yon. Nagagalit yung mga Egyptian. Kaya pumunta kami on a special permit, 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. I think that was early in the morning, mga 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Babalik kasi kami sa cruise, sa liner. Tapos didiretso na naman to the next stop. I think that it happened early in the morning.
Meron ka bang naging unusual experience? Ilang days yun, yung Yo Soy na event nyo? 7 days ba?
7 days sa Cairo, tapos yung Nile River Cruise, another 7 days.
Oh, so 14.
Kasi may travel in between. 2 weeks siya.
2 weeks, oo.
It was 2 weeks.
So, anong, sige.
Unusual. Sige,
I
can, specifically, I can talk about when we were, sorry, I am not familiar with whether it's Dendera or Abydos. Yeah.
Okay lang.
Dendera ata or Abydos. Pero usually daw kasi, if a group of people, the same, if you have, you parang for the past days, diba, namin na nasa Cairo, nag-equalize ang frequencies na namin Kasi it's the same level na kami, palagi kami may chance. At the end of the day, may meeting with Matthias, may mga activities kasi yan. And then we gather together, tapos may channeling bago papasok per group sa temple.
Okay.
The first experience ko of something different was when we entered definitely of the pyramid.
Okay. Which pyramid to? Great Pyramid, hindi.
The Great Pyramid, yeah,
Okay.
sa Giza na, doon. Sa King's Chamber kami. So, ang first kong worry, kasi as a thinking individual, syempre yung matandang kasama ko, 75 years old, hindi ko alam, I haven't been inside the pyramid, gagapang ba kami, I don't know. And ang sabi pa niya sa akin, meron siya di mga experience na nag-asphyxiate siya.
Yes.
Kaya, nakasulat na lahat ng niya, yung mga will niya actually sa mga anak niya.
Oh my.
So yun, because she's ready now to accept the fate kung whatever will happen to her inside. So what's interesting, pagpasok namin 3 in the morning, February 22, 2022. So 22/02/2022 yung pasok namin sa Egypt at 3 in the morning. So pagpasok mo kasi, the usual, nakatayo ka pa, and then paakyat ka na, pa-ascend ka na, kasi diba, I think we're following the steep. Biglang dire-diretso kami, nag-stop kami, pero may hagdan naman siya, but hindi siya hagdan na steps talaga, parang alam mo yung may mga wood lang, para hindi maano yung, and steep niya, and then we stop suddenly. When we stop at that time, I think she was in front of me, tapos and then biglang sumigaw siya, sabi niya, guys, someone must call someone kasi we were all stopped. We were all breathing out carbon dioxide and no oxygen coming in.
Okay.
Nakabahan ako. Sabi ko, shucks, baka ito yung, I felt nagpapanik na siya, although hindi
Okay.
niya admit, pero parang, shucks, my God. And then, biglang nakatayo akong ganyan. Sabi ko, Yaya, we're talking, pinasa na namin yung news, parang ganun yung, that's the only way. Kasi it's
Diretso lang.
pasa-pasa,
Yes, mas
ganyan lang
capable.
kasi, isang diretso. And there's voices, ganda. Sabi ko, sa isip ko, that's the reason kaya hindi tayo may mga tao pa. Kasi group by group pa. Only to find out, sabi nila, there are no people inside kasi there's only one way. The entry mo, exit mo.
Okay.
Sure enough, walang entry, walang exit point the other part. That's it. Sabi, saan galing yung voices? I thought it was just me. After that, kasi the following day, may sharing, everyone heard it. So I was telling them, maybe, coming from my practice as an events practitioner,
baka may sounds.
Background music.
Yes,
diba cocktails.
Experience
music. One scientific lang thing na sinabi daw nila is minsan daw, because it's so hollow, mataas, kapag magmamansya yung mga tao, the previous group daw, umaangat, tas bababa pa lang yung sound waves. And then, the next group daw, yung makakarinig. So, well, that was the explanation. But there are no people. It wasn't us, definitely. But we were hearing chants. And then we went inside. So, it's a small room. Kaya kami group kasi hindi kaya lahat. Tapos tapos pinatay na yung ilaw. But it's not total darkness. Yes. So, sa akin, when iniisip ko, syempre katabi ko siya, mamaya nakikinig ako, nakikiramdam ako. Hindi mo na siya makikita. You could only see silhouette of people, but it's not total darkness, but it's not pitch dark, pero pitch black, pero madilim na. Pinatay na yung mga ilaw, and then nag-start na ng chant. Yung chant talaga, I can send you the chant because someone recorded it if you want a copy of that. I think it's being shared naman. I think it's a public domain.
Sige.
Public property. Ang ganda ng voice. Tapos ako, for someone who's been a fan of the Egyptian culture, civilization, kasi bata ako, pinapadala ako ng lola ko ng National Geographic magazine. Kapag ang cover niya about Nefertiti, about Tutankhamen, the Egypt, the Great Sphinx, I collect them all. Hindi ko pa siya naiintindihan at that level. The National Geographic writing was different when I was young, 11, 12 years old. Pero kapag mga shark, the trees, pinamimigay ko yung So, yun yung collection ko. Hindi ko nawala na siya sa akin ngayon. For someone who's a huge fan of the ancient civilization, imagine mo, Greece, but I wasn't so excited. It's a different experience when I first saw other great landmarks, Eiffel Tower, the Parthenon.
Yes.
Super excited ako para akong bata na. Pero doon, it was just I was just
there.
Kalmado. If this is a pendulum, hindi ako super excited, hindi ako indifferent. Centered ako. But my thinking, the skeptic in me, the event practitioner in me, ang ganda ng voice, baka may background music, ang ingay niya. Kasi talaga hindi ako maka-ready. Pero yung soul, I think, the heart, it's just steady. And then, there's a voice na nagsabi, parang, just let go.
Okay.
When I let go, this is interesting. Para siyang, alam mo yung Dementor, yung sa Harry Potter, kasi I think yung mga chant na yon, hinihigop yung, when I let go, natanggal yung thinking mind ko. Diba kasi pyramid siya, so ako nakabaliktad ako, kasi naka-triangle ka I could see myself.
As in, nakikita mo, parang gano'n.
I felt I don't know if this is the right term, astral projection ako. Nakikita ko self ko, nakaupo. Super kalmado. And I was looking up. Dahil I thought, why could I see the sky? Ang liwanag niya na parang lahat ng constellation. Akala ko, di ba, pero akala ko binuksan para makita mo. So that was the feeling. And then, for those people who've read Yo Soy, may mga nodes daw kasi sa mundo. Yung mga nodes, ito yung mga, meron kasi siyang icosahedron na yung mga connection na sa geometry niya, may mga nodes. So, yung isang girl na kasama ko, half Filipina din siya, the same group kami. Filipina siya, same group. She was chanting talaga. I could hear, parang from Hawaii kasi siya. Kala mo, parang nag-channel siya, different voice. The voice, parang, imagine mo yung kay Moana dati, nasasabog yung vulkan.
Oo.
It was like that. Alam mo, tapos I felt na it was so connected with her, na may mga, parang may umbilical cord connecting to her. That was my feeling, yung self ko, yung thinking self ko nasa taas. I could see just myself, while meditating. And then when Matthias shouted, silencio, tumahimik lahat, pero other people are still sobbing, channeling, speaking in tongues.
So yung kasama mong, yung benefactor mo, walang anong reaction niya nung time na yun? May umiiyak siya or tahimik lang siya?
Wala. Hindi ko, tahimik lang siya. I didn't hear anything from her. Although ang kwento niya sa akin, imagine this, 20 seconds. Sabi niya, I could only see the faces of Vladimir Putin, Ukrainian kids crying, spinning around. 24, in-invade ng Russia ang Ukraine. So yun yung kwento lang niya sa akin. All of the crying. Sabi niya, ang lungkot-lungkot ko because I felt the suffering of the children. Kasi she could see the faces of Vladimir Putin, of Ukraine and everything. Lahat ng mga war-torn countries. And she felt na this event will ground the frequency of the world. Parang ganun. So yun yung kwento naman niya. As for me, as to continue, kumbaga, after that all tapos na nakalma na yung mga tao, other people are still, hinayaan mo kami, parang Matthias stepped out of that chamber.
Okay.
Yung iba hawak, ako nakatingala lang.
Okay.
Figure out ko paano ko nakita yung star, ay yung sky.
Yes.
Yung iba, they were holding the wall. My companion was holding yung parang, I think that was doon nakalagay yung sarcophagus. Kasi na lang siya, empty chamber siya din. Tapos nakatalikod ako. First, may naharamdaman lang ako na kamay sa likod ko. And then there's a whisper. She told me, let go of the past. And at that moment, parang nag-unbuckle yung Nico na it's as if the weight of the pyramid is lifted of my shoulders. I think that was the atonement that I've been wanting to have. It's so light, exiting the pyramid. Kaya parang naging joke the following day, kasi kami palagi magkasama, palagi ako nakaalalay. The following day, hinahayaan ko siya. So people were telling me, oh, why don't you assist her? Blah, blah. No, it's okay because she's already forgiven me.
Yung kinukwento sa 2014 pa lang na, yun nga, na-betray mo siya. Tama ba? Tama, no? Yun yung atonement
na. I betrayed,
yun yung parang guilt mo at na let go na parang
na let go. That was my first, kunyari talagang real sa period. And then yun nga, so when we were in Dendera or Abydos temple, the same daw kami ng frequency. That's how they told us. The same kami ng frequency lahat. So kami, may mga, when we went out of that temple, may mga tao na nag-shake and then they were screaming. We thought na there's an emergency. What they told us, yung mga tao talagang nag-usisa ata or nakarinig ng story. Kasi kami papalabas, may couple, parang 2 couples. I don't know kung local. Ganon, sila, they were just screaming. And I think they couldn't hold on to the frequency. Yun ang sabi, they couldn't hold on to the frequency of those people na part of the group. And that's not the first time it happened. Every time the group of Matthias, kasi Matthias has always been moving around Egypt since 2021, na nangyayari kapag yung group ni Matthias ang pumapasok, yung mga tourists lang na nakakasabay niya, nagkakataon na nakakasabay niya,
hindi masabayan
experience those things. Yung gano'n.
Frequency niya, hindi masabayan.
Yung frequency niya. Nag-channel siya. That's the time I think we were in Komombo. Yung Komombo kasi that it was designed, siya yung temple ni, isa-isa siya, Tapos na parang walls, pasok kami kasi nag-chakra meditation kami. And then in the end, nag-channeling siya. That's when I felt, tinititigan ko siya eh. Gusto ko, I mean, kung totoo nakipag-usap ko sa utak, sabi ko, talk to me, talk to
Oo.
me. Kasi I was skeptical talaga,
Oo,
that's
oo.
channeling. That's why they told me to read the book, yung Anna, the grandmother of Jesus. I think it was, yun sabi. Kasi doon ko daw may intindihan yung the grand and
Channeling na nangyari.
yeah.
Given, sige, I'm sure meron pa parts pero may mga, sa question portion lang ako ngayon. After ba niyan, nag-try kang mag-akashic reading?
Hindi pa. This is
Hindi
what
pa.
we're talking about. Hindi pa. Gusto ko. Kasi may mga nakasama ko, they know, even their parents, their mothers. So if you know someone, I'm really interested. Kasi I felt at that time, parang, oh my God, I know na may understanding of this whole realm, the Kundalini, and although naririnig ko na sila about the spirituality, so young, feeling ko, I'm a mudblood talaga doon sa mundo ng Hogwarts nila.
Actually, yun naman ako, going in ako, I can't say na parang na huma-Hogwarts level na rin ako, pero same lang, every time may makausap kami, we really learn something. Same as you ngayon. Ang dami ko rin natututunan sa'yo based dyan sa experience mo. So, wag mo isipin na yung, depende naman I guess sa community, pero in general yung community naman, alam nila na iba-ibang level of understanding ang tao na pumapasok. So, pero sa Akashic, may ilan.
Pero what is it about?
Okay.
I know what it is, pero what happened?
So, it's an Akashic reading. Parang nagpabasa ka. Para ka nagpabasa sa, either nagpabasa ka sa tarot or parang nagpabasa ka sa psychic. Pero yun, ang mangyayari is, so if you will believe na nag-reincarnate nga tayo is, yung soul mo, yung buong buhay ng soul mo, pwede mo malaman. So okay, so yun isang question, hindi ka panhak. Maganda yan, maka-akashic ka nga. Kasi para at least na-connect mo lang. Tsaka maganda yung hindi ka kilala ng person, at least alam mo kung may nagta-tie up na details. Kagaya yung sabi mo na na gypsy. 'Di ba? Wala ka namang kinukwento about it, bigla nagtumali 'yon. Yung bracelet, tumali 'yon. So check mo lang. I mean, parang nag-cross check ka kasi syempre skeptic ka pa rin, 'di ba? Okay, so anyway, another question. Familiar ka ba sa ito, napanood ko lang to actually sa isang video yata ni Matthias or from someone else. Ang top part ng pyramid. So ito yung, let's say ito yung pyramid, 'di ba? Yung top part na 'yon, technically parang natatanggal 'yon. Merong pang maliit na pyramid sa taas ng pyramid. Yung top part na yun, namumove yun or natatanggal yun. And possible na kaya nakikita mo yung sky, it's either, ako, assumption ko lang to, Dikta, either nag-travel ka into the past and nakikita mo siya without the cover, or
Physically nilang,
talagang nag-see through the wall ka. Hindi ko alam. Ayoko mag-back to you sa mga kausap ko dito. So, walang recitation sa kanila ngayon. Pero yung possible na baka ganun, feeling ko. So, hindi ko sure kung ano yun sa sky.
pero ang dami, alam mo ha, yun lang, ang daming mga photos that I received that I can forward to you, that during the time na mayroon 1,300 people na pinagsama-sama nila kami, tapos in this one circle kami tumatalo, umiikot. Ang dami nila, lahat may tumuturo bigla sa langit. May mga mabibilis na mga, it's, you know na hindi siya plain.
Yes.
It's just so fast. Alam mo, it's so clear na ilaw in the middle of the morning, diba? Noon time, yung mga ganyan.
Noon time? Wow.
Noon time, nag-ano kami. Ang clear niya, it's so bright. It can't be the star kasi it's moving. It can't be the plane naman kasi it's too, I feel masyadong mataas to for the altitude of an airplane.
Oo. Ang dami nakita. Familiar ka ba sa sa C5E5 ba yan? C5E5 ba yan? Basta parang ganun. So ang ginagawa nila doon is, technically parang ginagawa nyo, you form a group, tapos, sounds weird,
may sound, may sound kami
may sound. So may frequency yung sound na yung parang
kunyari,
chant.
may ganyan, may chant yung una, tapos meron yung is outer circle, so may third circle, tapos umiikot lang kami opposite.
Pakwento naman
Parang
yan.
midsummer.
Parang midsummer.
So, parang midsummer ganyan kami. So una, shucks, parang they just ask us, parang lahat ng groups kasi the Kundalini golf course, actually it's a golf course of a hotel, Marriott Hotel in Mina House in ano. It just so happened na magandang area nila kasi yung area nila, the hotel is here across the street. That's their golf course. Tapos ayan na yung pyramid.
Oo.
That's the Giza pyramid complex already. So ang ganda ng pwesto nila kasi siguro the selection of the hotel, the venue din.
Yes.
After ng event, palagi kapag after ng certain activity, magagather lang kami, general assembly, tapos pupunta na kami sa kanya-kanya naming grupo. Other people will provide tarot reading, singing of songs. So it's a musical fest, parang ganon. Kasi bawal sa Egypt na they're doing all of these things. So when I was asked, why are you want to go to Egypt? Sabi ko, I was told na it's gonna be a yoga and a music festival.
Okay.
So yun. So anyway, naggrupo-grupo. Tapos we were asked to stand up. Tapos may chant na parang hinahayaan mo lang yung sarili mo to move up and down. Yung may mga chant kami from Yo Soy na binibigay.
Oo.
Tapos we will follow. And then eventually we were asked to form one inner circle, in the outer, and then the outermost circle. Then yung tatlong din yon, may sasabihin yun din yung mga chant na yon, may china-chant sa
gitna.
Inner circle,
Oo.
gitna, and then the
So iba-iba. Every layer iba-iba.
Iba-ibang layer. And then for some, at a certain point, it's in unison na. Ang ganda ng harmony pala. It's very harmonious yung tunog na talagang para kang, if you will put us in a, parang, what do you call this, yung parang bottle, ganun yung tono pero ang luwag-luwag ng, ang galing.
Oo.
Yun yung, siguro doon po mapasok na ulit yung iniisip ko na sa events, maganda tong activity. Pero I don't think we can achieve in events, di ba? Parang, kasi lahat yun, everyone believes I think.
Oo.
That's the beauty of that. And that's when usually, when we're together doing something, nangyayari yung mga yan.
Yun.
Mga ganong sighting.
So na-bring up mo yun, given that, sa mga experience mo dyan, sa Yo Soy, ano nag-change sa belief system mo?
Well, nothing changed. Hindi, siguro it's not a quick change. I think it's gonna be a gradual thing. But may mga things na napapansin ako na hindi ko siya dati napapansin. Like shadows moving. Kasi yung bahay namin, it's all grays and white. Kaya sabi ko, careful ako. And when I was in Dubai, kasi diba after namin mag-Egypt, she told me, do you want to go to the World Expo? Sabi ko, go, let's go. Every time I say something, it quickly manifests. Kunyari, sabi ko, oh my God, pauwi na ako. I don't want pa, parang in denial pa ako pumunta sa Asia. Sabi ko sa friend ko, parang ayoko pa umuwi. Lo and behold, I missed my flight. And I know these are just coincidences, pero every time kaya ngayon ko natutunan na I have to be careful with my thoughts or whatever it is na it can manifest. Yun lang yung nararamdaman, immediate na nakikita ko. Because syempre, I grew up with Catholic education, Catholic background.
Yes.
I can connect things sa Catholic learning ko, but I've always believed naman na there's an afterlife. I always believe in those things. As a kid pa lang, mas malakas ngayon yung vibes ko. I work on vibes. Every time I work with people, it's all on vibes. Na I could feel, I could sense na the energy of a room.
Sige, go lang.
After I mean, mas lalo siyang, ngayon, I think it's more, what do you call this? Parang mas nararamdaman.
Mas sure ka sa nararamdaman mo. Parang, uy, tama yung nararamdaman ko
I know. I would know. The moment I entered them, minsan kakabahan ka na kagad. True enough. That was one of the most difficult conversation with the client I had that afternoon. Na I went out after 2 hours. Akala ko lalagnatin ako. Kabado lang sabi ko for some strange reason, biglang ganun.
So may kaba ka na going in, parang ganun. Before
Going
going.
in, sabi ko,
Oo.
shit, bakit bigla lang nag-palpitate yung heart ko? Na wala naman, hindi naman ako magpe-present eh. It's just a discussion for something.
Yes.
I mean, you know what, ganito, di ba you gravitate towards, kasi when I was in that space din sa
Yes.
Egypt, you felt at home na you can be whatever who you want to be. Parang di ba for me, there will always be the corporate world and then the spiritual world. Yung
Yes.
isa, it's always just about the money, it's the external. Doon parang no one is judging you. You can be, people will just chant.
Mm-mm.
They don't care. People will just cry. They don't care. People will share all of these things. And this is the same thing I felt in this group na yun na long before you asked me that question,
Yes.
the moment I entered, that's why I felt the trust nga kaya ko kwento more than what I thought I could share. It's kaya ako gravitated sa ganitong kultura, sa ganitong mga ano kasi and I'm surprised nga na of course you guys have to be anonymous. Siguro ako naman yun yung tanong ko because you will be surprised. Doon lahat ng tao sinasabi nila na oh my God, I didn't know that there are people like that. There is this girl in Brazil. Her last name is actually related din sa one of the leading fashion brands in France. Andun siya, she left the family business. She started because she could write poems dictated sa kanya ng mga fairies niya. Siyang bata, she's so light na alam mo siya, talo lang sabi ko, umuulan kasi ako syempre maingat na wala akong damit kasi na pang Egypt eh at that time. Galing akong Paris. So, nanood ako Paris Fashion Week. So, alam mo yun, pero eksakto yung damit ko for for the weather. It's one of the coldest weather na experience nila.
Sa Egypt,
coldest February that time. So, umaga na kami pag-aaraw tatanggal mo. Pero nakaporma ko for that event. Kasi nga, wala naman akong dala. Hindi na ako nakauwi ng Pilipinas at that time. Pang-Europe kumbaga yung
ang outfit mo.
Cheers! No one, ang saya lang siya. Talon lang siya ng talon. The fairies, kinikwento niya yung fairies. Ang ganda ng mga and there's this one thing na miss actually namin, the closing. When, on the 23rd, I think, kasi 22nd kami pumunta, the 23rd, my travel companion she's just so tired. Sabi niya, I felt really, really tired. Pero that was the time na sa Sphinx, yung sinend ko sa'yo, ito, ngayon lang.
Yes.
Bawal ka kasi pumasok sa Sphinx sa area ng Sphinx. Pumasok silang lahat doon, lahat ng mga nakasama. The alignment, planetary alignment ata, February 23rd na planet, yung planet Mars ba, tapos the Leo kasi, the Sphinx represents Leo. And then the other one. So nag-align yan. Tatlong planetary, parang may planetary alignment. Yung kasama ko into astrology.
Yes.
Up until na pinagsisisihan niya why she didn't come. Kasi
sayang.
she thought they left at 3 a.m. Gumising na daw siya. Tumayo na siya eh. May sa kanya na tumayo. Parang yung nag-shake daw yung bed niya. That's why she stood up. Siya ang yung side ng niya, window, sa side nung mga buses.
Yes, oo.
Akala niya, yung mga lang yun, mga other tourists. Pero yun pa pala, group namin yun na hindi kagad nakaalis. They left around 5. Parang ang dami niyang chances eh. But it was her decision. Sabi niya, I don't know, it hasn't manifested. Ako kasi, kumbaga, between her and I, ako siyempre mas forgiving ako na okay, hindi ako nakapunta. She's into this eh. Ito yung pinunta niya.
Oo.
Hindi dun pa yung hindi niya. I don't know.
Yung hindi niya napuntahan.
Hindi pa niya alam kung what happened.
ko kwento ko si Edict. Meron kami nakausap na into astrology siya. Wala siyang psychic gifts technically, pero yung basa niya sa'yo sa astrology, sobra daw accurate. As in talaga inaral niya lang 2 years. Kasi ganun rin, heartbroken rin ang reason kung bakit siya nag-dive deep sa astrology. Tapos nalaman niya, kaya pala ginawa ng partner niya yun is because it's written in the stars.
Yeah, sometimes you're fulfilling niya.
Oo, so parang, so ako, bigla na open na naman mind ko, oh, ganun pala yun. So parang, ang question nga namin sa kanya before is, paano yun? Nakasulat na ba yung tadhana mo? Or technically, pwede ka pang may wiggle room. So anyway, ikaw personally, ano yung belief mo sa ganun right now?
Okay. Ako kasi, this is my belief ha.
Mm.
Fina-form ko lang to dati parang bata ako na parang every time there can from A to Z, that's kunyari yung path mo. Your A is your starting point, your Z is your starting point. Every time you move from A.1 or A.2, it's an option for you
Okay.
to choose from. So I
Yes.
choose A.1 at that point, maybe because of my belief at the time, diba? The universe doesn't recognize bad or good thoughts.
Mm.
Diba? It's everything. It's just neutral.
Mm.
Tayo lang kasi nag-i-interpret whether it's a good choice, but there will always be consequences whether you choose A or you
Yes.
choose B.
Oo.
So 8.1, 8.2, then kunyari pinili ko 8.1, and then I choose B.1 or B.2, I choose B. But anywhere you go, you will reach the
Z pa rin.
letter Z. You will reach Z,
Mm.
which is the highest and truest expression of yourself. All you have to do, I always believe, is find your purpose. Whatever, kaya di ba palagi ang sagot ng mga tao, well, the things that I've done in the past led me to this.
Yes,
And
yes.
that
Oo
is
nga.
yours, that is for you talaga.
Oo. That makes sense, no?
May mga path ka lang na iba na akala mong mali. Kasi kung chinus ko ang 8.2,
Hindi ka napunta dito.
8.2,
Dun pa rin.
iba kung choice, ganun pa rin. Kay Z din ako
Mm.
babagsak. That's how I see
Oo.
life.
Ang ganda nun. Ang gandang realization
Diba?
nun, Dick. Oo. Napaisip tuloy ako. Mm.
There's no good or bad choice, but there will always be consequences. Kaya di ba, ang sabi, don't think of the external things na parang, because you always believe in the core, in your core. Whether you believe in Christ, you believe in your God, there's always the inner voice. Just believe in that, whatever it is, the energy. Kaya ako, for me the way I operate in my life, siguro ito na mga learning na to that I
Oo,
can
yes.
share with you guys, not on a spiritual level. The way I operate is, kunyari, if I want something, I bought it. If it affects my peace, I know it's gonna be expensive kasi hodang 100 pesos lang siya. If someone I am in relationship with, or relationship, not romantic relationship, na kapag katrabaho ko siya, but if it affects my peace, it's not worth my time. So when you do, kaya ako, yun yung gusto kong i-develop pa sa akin, the vibe. Kasi I truly believe my vibe, yung nararamdaman ko in a space, I would know when to step out. I would know if this discussion is no longer the type of discussion I want to be in. Kasi sayang yung oras.
Oo, sayang yung energy rin.
Ganun. Over
Energy
time,
exchange
yun
rin
yung,
siya.
yeah, kasi everyone of us is a form of energy You'd be
Mm-mm.
Diba tayo, so source of energy, kaya yung mga chakras din naman natin, energy din yan Diba chi? Diba chi, alam mo what's interesting, when I was in Dubai, ang driver ko Nigerian.
Mm-mm.
In Nigeria, their god, ang tawag sa god nila is chi. And chi in the Buddhist
Yes,
thinking, in
oo.
the Eastern way, is the energy.
Yes,
So
oo.
everything is energy.
Makikita mo nga sa mga kinakausap namin, maraming similarities talaga. Kasi may kausap rin kami from other countries. May similarities yung belief systems Pag tinignan mo Yun lang nga, iba-iba interpretation.
Interpretation, kasi that's why. And then tayo na kasi nag-interpret, well, because that's a human thing. For you to label things, for you to organize things. That's why you have my pens, my notebooks, this is pangbayad sa Meralco, utilities, and all that. Because we tend to organize. You need to be organized kasi yun yung naging natin human beings to get organized. Kaya may organized religion.
Yes.
May organized this. But at the end of the day, it's a human Yun lang, yun yung niwalaan.
Okay lang. Okay lang yan.
Okay, alam mo, one more pa.
Oh.
Since andito na sa Dubai ako,
Oh.
I met this guy. He's the creative director of Michael Cinco.
Oh, okay.
Kaya ako na-meet din sa Michael Cinco because of this guy.
Oh.
So, wala lang, random lang. Tapos biglang sabi niya sa akin, you know what? Your aura is yellow.
Okay.
But stop illuminating other people. Parang wag masyadong illuminate ka ng illuminate kasi hindi siya nauubos pero it drains you because you're a water sign. Hindi niya alam birthday ko. Sabi niya, what's your birthday nga pala? It's water, right? Sabi ko, Cancer. Sabi niya, see? Water. Kaya don't go. I thought he's joking lang. Natatawa-tawa pa ako. Sabi niya, that's why don't embrace sunset. Ako, I practice yoga on our rooftop. Kasi I wanted to meet the sun to glorify. It's a sun salutation ako.
Oo.
Sabi niya, don't do that kasi it will drain you. You're a water sign. I
Mm.
mean, of course, you can go kasi syempre, kailangan mo, scientifically, kailangan natin ng araw. Pero
Yes.
don't wait for the sun kasi that will drain you. Because your water. Sabi ko, you know what? Hindi ako nadidrain kasi may pool. I jump the pool kagad. Kasi yun yung morning
After.
routine ko eh. I
Okay.
meditate, I pray, I meditate, I practice yoga, and then I jump the pool. Para laging ganyan na 15 minutes lang yan na may full 2 hours kunyari na sarili ko pag early in the morning. Tapos ito na
Go.
what's more interesting. Sabi niya, alam mo, hindi mo ina-accept sa yung Instagram account ko, request ko. So, sabi ko, kasi hindi naman ako palaging nakakonect sa data
Oo.
dahil overseas ako.
Oo nga.
So, nung nasa bahay, in-accept ko na siya. I'm sure, nag-scroll na siya sa
Oo.
account ko. Ang dami niyang comment, ganyan, hindi ka pa healed, your soul is not yet healed. Dahil niya sinasabi. Tapos biglang sabi niya, yung kasama mong girl, she's an old soul. Ang dami kong kasamang, sino? Para ay may kutob na ako kung sino yun.
Oo, syempre.
She's an old soul, she has a past life, ang dami niyang sinasabi sa ko. And then, you know what, she's something, she's a witch. Yun ang sinabi niya. Because of the good or bad, sabi niya, well, I don't know, I haven't met her. Blah, blah. Tapos sabi, hindi mo naman kasi ako naiintindihan, let me call. So tinawagan niya yung friend ko kasi wala akong local number eh. So tinawagan niya yung friend ko, naka-speakerphone. Sa room kami, naka-speakerphone. Sabi niya, si Edic, hindi niya ako naiintindihan. Yung kasama niya, past life, inulit lang niya yung sinabi niya sa akin sa text. Sabi niya, you know what, hindi pantay yung paa niyan. Alam mo, tumalon ako ng bed sa gulat. Because in Egypt, one time naglalakad kami, sabi niya sa akin, nung lady yung travel companion ko, sabi niya, you know what, hindi pantay yung feet ko. Kaya yung sa sole ng niya sapatos, may
Mas
1
makapal.
cm. May
Okay.
1 cm na dinadagdag, dinidikit. Kaya ako napatansin kasi 'di ba, on Instagram or any visual photos, what you could easily see, yung mga nagpakulay yan ng buhok, nagpaganito yan, nagpaganito. But you won't see.
Yes, oo.
So that's when I believe in that guy at that moment.
Feeling ko magandang mapakinggan mo yung, hindi mapakinggan, actually magandang kung pwede rin siyang mag-reach out sa kanya about it para makausap ko siya. Pero magandang mapakinggan mo, meron kami nakausap na doktor, nakakakita ng aura. Doktor siya at nakakita siya aura. And parang feeling ko, parang ganun yung person na yan, yung kinukwento mo. Kasi feeling ko, sa aura, nababasa niya na yung tao. So parang relating ito to what you said lang. So feeling ko, yung kausap mong yun, na sa Dubai nga, ganun rin siguro na parang nakikita niya energy mo, pero sometimes may nakikita siyang images.
Other things,
Oo. So baka ganun. Pero sige, send ko sa'yo yung si Dr. Orenes.
Pero nung pumasok ako, mag-isa lang naman ako, no?
Magandang tanong yan. Magandang tanong yan. Ikaw nagtanong yan, Dick. Tandaan mo ikaw nagtanong yan. So, hindi ko alam kung may sasagot dyan or hindi kayo magko-comment, hindi ko alam.
Mamaya na. Direk, alam mo naman
kahit na may background, parang gano'n, kahit may
wala epekto yung background mo.
Is it a family? Oh my God.
Sige, JP, may sasabihin ka.
JP, go.
Short woman, parang hair na crop, so parang pixie. Medyo blondie. Parang she has these very chinky eyes, pero hindi siya yung pag nag-smile nawawala. Nakikita mo pa rin yung mata niya. Very happy personality. She wears this necklace, parang I think it's a locket of sorts. Kasi parang nabubuksan siya. I don't think it's yung tambourine, hindi yun kasi nabubuksan siya, pero solid siya. Not sure if it's gold or silver dipped in gold, pero yung precious metal siya. Distinct feature, alam mo, para siya yung tita mo na yayain when you were a kid, na magyayaya sa'yo na, oy, manood tayo ng movie. And then, after that movie, maaga pa, manood pa tayo ng isa. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense.
Made sense, Dick?
Hindi ba ako sa'yo magpadala ng photo? Pero good or bad? Nasa sense mo ba yon?
She's happy. She's yun nga, she's like your favorite tita. The tita that you want to run to kapag nag-aaway kayo ng parents mo kasi siya yung magsasabi na o dito ka na lang, or pag may emergency parang siya yung tatawagin mo, tita walang pagkain sa bahay, magdadala siya ng pagkain, yung ganon.
Pero those people ba kapag nakita mo, alive siya or a soul? Or an entity?
This one, nasa likod mo lang.
No, you know why? Kasi I'll ask you, baka siya yung travel companion ko. Kasi the way you described her, the pixie, and then I'm surprised that you've mentioned about the necklace kasi she's wearing it.
Pero she's still alive.
She's still alive though. Kasi if she can, sinabi nga nila, she does.
How short? Basta short siya ha, parang...
Short. Hair niya ngayon is ganito.
Hindi, I mean yung stature.
Stature niya short siya.
5'4"?
5'4", short.
Hindi, ito 5'4" eh.
5'4".
And then she has something...
Pero alive siya or hindi? Ganun.
Ito
May
hindi.
ganun ba? Hindi na.
Iba to.
Kasi,
I don't think it's
okay.
the same. Parang same personality.
Okay.
Different person.
Kasi when you describe, kunyari, the necklace lang, when you specifically necklace na, ano yung necklace niya? Choker ba to?
Mahaba eh, hanggang
okay.
sa puso. So mahaba yung
Okay.
chain.
Pero can I access them? Can I talk to them?
Direct, explain. Go.
Gray, back to you. Hindi ko lang makasagot si Gray.
Akala ko walang recitation direct.
Oh, sorry, walang recitation. Sige.
Fully documented yan, direct. Fully documented.
Oh, ayaw nga pala. Okay. So Dick, sabi ko sa kanila, wala silang recitation today. So ako lang mag-explain.
Ayaw nyo.
Oo.
Okay.
Hindi, joke
Sige
lang.
na.
Joke
Sige,
lang.
ako
Go
na
lang.
lang. Ako na.
Okay, go. Sige, go.
So, from my experience, at least alam to ni Direk, pwede silang ancestor na recent, pwede silang ancestor na matagal na, and then pwede silang spirits, mga anito, so Encanto, Capre, Tikbalang, or any of those gods or goddesses that you are attracted to.
So mix siya. Pero yung na-mention mo nga, can you access them? Can you technically yes, you can. It's up to you kung i-accept mo. Kung tama ba ako, JP? Ikaw ang teacher ko dito, pero tama, i-accept mo yung
Think of it parang like Wanda in like perfect comic reference, parang si Wanda saka si Chethon or si Moon Knight and si Khonshu. So parang pwede mong kausapin face to face, like how I would describe, and everybody knows this, na parang nasa Starbucks kami nagko-coffee. Parang ganon. Or if you're like me, alam
nakikita
ko ni
niya.
Direk, na witness na din nila, and I have this blackout moment, pwede kang masapian.
Ang sapi ba? Tama ba? Ang sapi is form of channeling? Or it's channeling? Okay. EJ, sorry. Si EJ, I noticed bago mo siya tawagin, nagganon ka ng kamay.
I was reacting to JP kasi nung sabi niya to turquoise, I said, turquoise. Nag-message ako sa kanya, turquoise or aqua blue, and then the girl with the pixie hair na parang curly, na short stout. Sabi ko, maliit na girl.
O yan, Direk, tignan mo, hindi nga siya manhead.
Hindi nga siya manhead. So nakita niya rin yun. Ano pa? Sige EJ, baka gusto mo kwento kay Dick kung ano yung pa nakita mo.
Deja vu lang po, yung when he started talking about yung witch and kasama niya sa So parang, it's a deja vu. Parang nangyari na to. We were able to, we talk
Ganito.
about this na. Oo. So, yun lang po.
Kasi EJ, kaya ako natanongin din, nakita kita when I was in Egypt na may mga tao, lalo na si Matthias, kapag in deep siya thought or talagang nagme-meditate, parang akala ko may tinatype or something. May mga sign siya. I don't know what that is. Sabi naman niya, when I managed to talk to him kasi, sabi niya, hindi niya alam na that he's doing it. Minsan siguro yun yung, kapag nagmumove siya ng yung hand gesture.
Oo.
I thought he's writing something kasi
Okay.
on air.
So pag
Kaya akala ko yung si EJ, nung gumaganon siya, akala ko may nag-manifest of something.
Hindi,
Okay.
weird lang talaga si EJ. Joke lang, EJ.
Natuwa lang ako kasi, sabi ko, tama, yun. Ganun. Yun.
Oo.
Ganon.
Okay.
For me, confirming what JP said na, ay, at least, di ako nag-iisa.
Mapapansin mo yan, Dick, so, ganon. So, in general naman, yung mga nakakasama namin na, let's say, psychics, skeptical rin sila. And the way they do it is through confirmation. So, kagaya nun, tinanong mo, may nakikita ba kayo? So, pag sinabi ni EJ, usually, merong magko-confirm na, yun rin ang naramdaman ko. Pero, hindi sila nag-uusap about it. So, ganun yung way minsan of confirmation sa mga ganyang bagay.
Sorry, JP, nasagot mo ba kung good or bad entity siya?
She's good.
Bawal ba yun? Ano yun?
Okay, so yung sa practice ko kasi, I am the
There's no such-
Luzon version of what you would call a babaylan. So, nasa lineage ko. So, parang tawag sa amin Catalonan.
Catalonan niya.
Yeah, belief ko talaga there is no such thing as good or evil. There's
Okay.
positive and negative. Good and evil is a very Western concept. So, before, parang everybody just lived in harmony with
Spirit.
nature, with each other. And then, once yung mas organized religion came in, that's when the label started happening because the white man says so, yung ganon. But to me, parang everything's neutral. I mean, everything exists for the sake of being. So, sadness, anger, akapre, atikbalang, they all exist for the sake of being. So, they're just being as they are. Yun yung thinking ko. I could be wrong, but that's my thinking.
Why this particular entities with me? May purpose ba yun? Na magpe-play out or I mean, if you're not the right person to answer, okay lang naman. Pero baka may
Direct demo ba?
Demo? Ikaw,
Do you wanna demo?
meron namang meron namang consent yung nagtanong sa'yo.
Okay.
Ako usapin niya, Dick.
Si Sam muna. Wait lang.
Okay, sige.
Sam, ikaw muna. Dumadating pa siya eh.
Ayan tayo.
Oo. Na back to you ka tuloy.
No, it's okay. I mean, kasi I guess the basic explanation when it comes to what we are seeing to you, on you pala, is like, nandoon siya as a guide. Now, regardless if you believe it or not, sila yung, ikaw na din yung nagsabi that sila na yung mag-guide sa iyo and will inspire you pala to bring you from A to your Z. Regardless if you believe it or not, nandoon sila. A lot of the Catholics call them angels, guardian angels.
yeah.
Others call them spirit guides. The scientific people call them the conscience. I don't know how you want to call them, but what I am seeing is it's more of like a cerulean kind of color, like a really rich kind of blue sa pagkatao mo. I don't know if it's where I'm going, but with regards on yung spirit guide na nakikita nila JP, nila EJ, she will help you on your day-to-day tasks to help you, guide you through it. Sila yung minsan maririnig mo na Diyan ba talaga tayo pupunta? Yan ba talaga yung decision making natin? Sila yon. So if you will adhere to them, maybe it would be easier for, like kasi ako ang spirit guide ko, minsan binabatukan ako eh. Oo, kasi minsan for example, lalo na pag halimbawa tatawid ako ng kalsada, it's really a basic thing that they do to me, na tuwing tatawid ako ng kalsada, babatukan nila ako. Because like, I'm really careless as a person, so kahit na, ako nga nakikipagpatintero ako sa EDSA before eh. So pag halimbawa, binatukan niya ako, oy, bakla kumalma ka lang, baka mamaya makaksidente ka. And sure enough, there's a, fast passing car that would have hit me kung hindi ako tumigil. If that makes sense. JP, back to you.
Okay, so she's saying na you tend to take life a little bit too seriously, especially with your day job. Yung gusto niya sana sabihin or impart sa'yo na parang leave the stress in the office. Sometimes you bring it around you even if you don't notice it. Kaya parang mabigat yung shoulders mo sometimes. She says na you tend to overthink. You overthink a lot na parang, is this the right one? Is this the right one? Is this the right one? There's also a sense na, or well, she's telling me na hindi ka pa over sa mga baggage. There is,
Lumabas tuloy.
you still hold
Which
on to
baggage?
baggage even though you're supposed to let it go already. So parang na-let go mo na yung isang bag, pero may isang bag ka pa.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what happened in the past, but it hurts here. And parang, like what I keep telling people recently na parang, find a way to close the hole in your heart because it's harder when it gets bigger and bigger and you can't get out. It will take a while. Marami ka pa daw iiyak. Madami ka pa daw kailangan iyakin.
Yeah.
You're still holding on to a lot. She keeps saying, let go, let go, let go, let go. Don't parang stop being in control. Parang, I don't know, is it your personality na parang you just have to be in control, or because of your work na parang it's hard for you to not be in the process of things. And then parang yung when you're there, you tend to when you're there, I mean not just work or not just in your spiritual life, you tend to hold on tightly. Super, super tight na to the point it's not a good thing or a bad thing naman, but parang that's the dogma that you have to follow. Yung ganon. What she's saying naman is that it's okay to do that. It's okay to know who you are. It's okay to know, to have a good sense of self. Pero there's also a side of you that needs to understand yourself through other people. Kaya siya sumama sa'yo. I think Pinay siya eh. Because I hear it in Tagalog. But she has an accent. So I think maybe she found you along your way. Because parang medyo heavy yung accent niya eh. It sounds kind of Spanish accent. Spanish, English, Tagalog. Ganon. So baka Pinay who got married to lived in Spain, maybe there. Pero yun nga, there's stuff that you have to let go. And you know what these stuff are.
my God, hindi ko alam.
Mabigat pa. Mga 2 sako ng bigas and 1 kilong lechon.
Masyadong specific naman yun,
Oo
Jake.
nga eh.
Masyadong specific yung kilo ng bigas.
Nako, na on the spot ka tuloy, Dick.
Hindi, okay yan.
Ano ba yung baggage mo?
Yun lang
Hindi,
nga.
sorry.
Oh, wait, that's okay.
Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
Ganyan yung sape.
Kasi at di ba, kunyari, ang kinakalungkot ko, to be honest, kayo yung mga taong, I don't know, I super gravitated ako sa mga ganitong community. Kunyari sa Greece na, pero sila yung mga nagtatago, pero when you're supposed to be the ones out there, I think kayo yung mas helpful sa, I don't know, I'm sure, of course, I know the limitations, the fears, and everything, pero ang sa isip ko palagi kapag nakakasama ko yung mga katulad yung naniniwala or may mga ganyang special powers na, I don't know, special powers or na I wish kayo yung out there kasi kung sino yung mga out there, sila yung mas feeling ko nakakasama ng ibang nilalang.
Kasi, sige, go Sam. May sasabihin ka, Sam.
Kasi ganun, parang I think what
Ganun yung
Nick and the rest of the group here would agree na parang we don't want to be judged. I mean, me personally, I'm out. Like,
Yes. So si Samang out na out la sa amin na hindi na siya nagtago behind masks kasi nag-live kami, naka-mask pa kami. So siya out in the open na si Sam. Siya lang.
ako lang. Kasi medyo makapalang mukha ko. But more personally, like, I feel na lagi kaming na-judge. Tapos, yung mga tao na nag-out and nagsisimula sila on a good note. Tapos, once the finances,
The fame.
the fame kicks in, talagang it goes south, and that's why we wanna like stay underground. If we can help other people, then by all means, we're available. Pero
without di ba ang ganda no? I don't know, ang ganda nung
Totoo. Actually, I can say na parang in a way yun naman yung ginagawa rin ng podcast. Well, in my mind kasi the reason nag-shift kami kasi una takutan lang kami, Dick. Nagtatakutan lang kami sa mga kwento. Ano yung experience mo? Pero eventually, nung meron kaming, wala siya ngayon dito, pero meron kami natulungan na mom kasi nag-ask siya ng help kasi yung mga anak niya nakakakita. And nung natulungan nga namin siya, in a way, hindi naman sobrang nakatulungan, pero nung natulungan namin siya in a way na tumigil yung parang hunting, na-realize ko na parang mas maganda na ganun yung movement na to help people understand. So same nga sa sinabi mo na, nung sinabi mo na good ba siya or bad yung nakikita nyo. One, ikaw makakalaman nun. Pero kung bad yan, there are ways to act accordingly. So parang ang natutunan ko sa mga nakausap namin is, wag mong sabayan ng negative yung negative energy. So kung bad nga yan, wag mo sabayan ng negative na...
Ng negative.
Oo. Parang gano'n.
Ikaw, Direk, paano ka napunta naman dito at paano ka nagsimula ng ganito? Bilang palagi mo na silang in on the spot.
Oo.
Hindi, I mean, the fact that you approached me, it's a brave thing to do. And I was surprised na someone, pero tuwang-tuwa ako na someone na shucks, may mapagkikwentuhan ako. Kasi I don't wanna hold on to this story. Then when I tell other people about this story, parang actually, itong story ko ng Egypt ang mas interesting sa akin more than na stranded ako kunyari sa Paris. Pero yun yung gustong marinig ng mga tao. Sabi, sa isip ko, mas interesting yung Egypt kung kwento. Walang interested.
Talaga?
Ikaw lang yung nagtanong na, sige nga, ikwento mo, i-feature pa kita. Wow, someone is interested, hindi yung, kasi sorry for those na diba, kumbaga, yung pagka-stranded ko sa Paris, by accident lang talaga yun, na nagkataon lang because of the circumstance na about the COVID.
Yes.
Pero yun yung gusto nilang marinig. Ang feeling nila, for sa isip ko, na-stranded ako, I just so happen sa ibang bansa. Pero don't you guys want to hear? Pero hindi ko naman pinupush, of course. Pero sa isip ko, pumunta ako sa Egypt, alam nyo din na pumunta ako ng Egypt, mas maganda yung storya niya kung gusto mo lang marinig,
Oo.
ikikwento ko.
Oo.
Kasi baka mas makabuluhan at baka may mas matutunan tayo.
May mas matutunan. Sadly kasi, yan naman ang realization, marami talagang tao, ito yon, ayaw nilang isipin yung spiritual aspect ng buhay. Bakit? Kasi marirealize nila na ang babaw ng mga problema natin. For me, ang babaw ng mga problema natin compared sa ano yung dapat natin ma-achieve. Yun sinasabi about your frequency, raising the frequency. For me, mas importante yun eh. Mas importante na maging mabuti tayo sa bawat tao sa mundo. 'Di ba? Yun yung mas importante. And yung mga experiences nila, yun yung nagbe-bridge eh. Yun yung nagbe-bridge to that message talaga. For me, again, I respect other people na iba-iba yung paniniwala. Pero napunta ako dito kasi yun nga, nagsimula lang talaga siya sa kwentuhan about scary stories. Although yes, masaya pa rin yun. Masaya pa rin yung may mga ganong kwento.
Well, before ba, ikaw may mga ano ka na inclination or may mga belief ka na about these things na you're gravitated towards this topic?
Yes.
Because I'm surprised, to be honest with you, kasi I know you're into a different thing.
Yes.
But this is a new thing for me, for you.
Oo, kasi
From you.
hindi mo yun, ghost stories talaga. Yung mga ghost stories. Pero yun, may interest ako with ancient civilizations, may interest with aliens, ETs, di ba? May interest with spirits and all that. And yun nga, na-discover ko ngayon, talking to different people, yung tali ng Pilipinas itself sa iba't ibang spiritual aspect sa mundo. Alam mo, magugulat ka, Dick, sa mga, yun nga, kung ano yung mga tali ng babaylan, yung mga tali ng mga, yung mga elementals na kapre, ganun. Kaya ako, ganun. Kasi, yun nga, nakakatakot rin, masaya rin. Tsaka marami kang matututunan.
Mas gusto ko, actually, mas gusto ko itong, di ba? Parang, I don't know, I think it's helpful. Dahil may mga bagay na hindi ka naiintindihan, na gusto mo maintindihan. Kunyari, kay JP, di ba pala, actually, you're not, yung sinabi sa'yo, nung kasama ko, hindi yan first time kong narinig. Iba other people na will always tell me, even the mga yung mga binabasa ko, always up to dito. Pero hindi ko maintindihan, ano, ang letting go? What, diba? Parang, is this something that, diba, parang may hole, sabi niya, if there's a hole, ingatan mo kasi lumaki. Pero, yun yung, kasi baka din yung iba, kaya hindi maintindihan tong mundong ito. Kasi hindi nila, kapag sinabi, parang feeling ko esoteric siya na ang lalim nung, paano siya in a practical way. Baka doon kasi makatulong, kunyari lalo itong podcast na to na, makatulong na, letting go, kunyari sabi niya, parang kowala. Tarsier pala, sorry, mga kaganyan. So, yun yung gusto ko siguro matutunan in due time na kunya kung letting go of things. But, kasi before this, parang may nakausap ako, sabi ko, narinig ko lang sarili ko na saying these things, these words na, I could easily act, if there's a pain in my past, na kunya heartbreak or whatever, I could easily access that. At nararamdaman ko pa rin siya ulit as palpable as it was when I first experienced it. Pero kung bawal na, hindi ko alam kung ano ko ba yun, special power ko. Pero how do I stop?
So hindi mo pa siya nalilet go kasi nahararamdaman mo pa?
I could. I mean, if I would want to access it, I could. And I could feel it. Kunyari when I broke up with my partner, I could access that 2013 and then I could feel that feeling.
Ganito na lang.
Yes po. Kung maitutulog. Biglang naging counseling. Uy, maraming salamat. Gusto pang nakikinig, ikat nyo na lang ito.
Hindi kasi, this is something I learned recently, and after I talked to like Sam and Derek and my psychiatrist and my other doctor and my other close friend, don't let your vision be clouded by fear, by sadness, by anger. They're all a part of life. You can't have happiness without anger. You can't have joy without sadness. You can't have love without grief. So they're just all being as they are. So parang everything's a part of everything. So you just have to accept the fact na it's a process that you just have to go through, and eventually you come out not completely flawless. You're scarred for sure, pero you come out. You come out of it.
Learn, yeah.
Yun lang.
Question, pero bakit ka kailangan, I know sabi mo, ikaw nagsabi, si Derek nagsabi na diagnose ka with bipolar.
Siya,
Pero
nagsabi.
kailangan mo bang, bakit mo kailangan ba magpa-psychology?
Naku,
Yes, sir,
mahabang
Mike.
kwento yan.
So okay.
Pero sige.
Kasi kung lahat
sige.
dapat accept, if we need to accept all of these things, baka
Hindi,
kailangan
kasi
ba
I
siya
think
i-treat?
I had it before. I think I had it before ever since. Because I did have tendencies when I was a kid na I had hypomaniac episodes. I only figured it out recently when I was talking to my psychiatrist. And then, so 2 weeks hypomania, 2 weeks depression, and then terrible mood swings. As in, kung rebelde na nga ako ng pamilya ko, mas rebelde pa ako with the mood swings. And then, come 24, 26, I started having suicidal thoughts. And then, yung those thoughts. And then, only recently did I decide na parang, okay, it's not normal anymore. I need professional help. And yun nga, it's bipolar 2. Going to the spiritual aspect of it, so to make my job easier as what I am, parang hinati ko sarili ko. So yung kung night sky ako, yung liwanag ng buwan ko is nandun sa
Spiritual
kabilang
world.
mundo.
Mm-mm.
And then yung darkness ko nandito.
Bakit bawal mo siya dalhin here? I
Pwede,
don't know.
we meet,
Sorry, I might be asking the wrong question.
hindi, we meet
Ayun.
naman. We meet naman, pero it's easier kasi for me to, so like the job of my calling is balance. So if there's a problem with the spirit and there's a problem with the human, you find the perfect
Mediator.
medium. Oo.
Mediator siya.
I can't blame the spirit, I can't blame the human. I need to understand the story and then come up with a plan na how do they make peace, kumbaga.
How do they coexist? Oo.
Galing. Well, I'm happy that you have this kind of safe space. If you feel na parang you're threatened, syempre, of course, the outside world. Kasi I feel na bahagi pa rin ako ng outside world. I'm still an outsider. Dahil kumpara sa mga knowledge and your experiences, mine is, parang joke siya sa inyo. Ay, di ba?
Iba rin naman experience mo. Do not discount it naman.
Parang ang galing nung that you have this what do you call this, the safe space. It's like I feel what I can see actually parang may bonfire lang kayo nagkikwentuhan. Pero yun yung gusto ko matutunan kasi hindi ito first time na sa palagi sa akin. You just have to let go. Hindi ko maintindihan on a thinking level na ano ang let go. Hindi siya physical diba? Hindi siya physical of...
Ako feeling ko yung yung kapit mo sa, pero baka nga yun, ako yung assumption ko lang, sa sinasabing let go, baka yung, hindi ko alam, again, hindi naman tayo nagkakausap sa ganung aspect kung gaano ka obsessed sa trabaho. So baka kailangan mong, kasi hindi ko alam, ano yung motivation mo for doing that work? I mean, bago tayo mag-start sa meeting na to, may meeting ka, katapos mo lang, tapos nag-short dinner ka lang, di ba?
Yeah.
So hindi ko alam gaano
Well, yung obsession ko kasi, kunyari, I don't know, may sinasabi po ba sa'yo, JP? Makinig ka.
Sorry.
Tapos balikan mo ako. Ano sabi niya?
Sorry, bigla na lang. Before I forget, kasi nandito na siya.
Andiyan na. Wala na sa akin.
You need to, you need to learn to give space to yourself. Masyado kang, alam mo, masyadong leader na, guys, let's work together. Guys, let's do this project. Guys, let's keep going. but you forget about yourself. Na parang at the end of the day, when you're finally alone, doon mo mararamdaman yung pagod daw. Doon mo daw na parang, why do I feel so tired when we were able to accomplish what we need to do? Take a vacation to yourself.
OA na yung 3
Oo nga.
months.
Hindi, or
Sabi
like,
naman sa kanya, OA naman na yun. Pero nagtatrabaho ko, I worked so hard that time.
Oo nga.
on a weekend. Kasi parang
Na
you
walang
tend to
gagawin.
bring work where it should not be
Yeah.
daw. Parang yung what she's showing me is nagdadala ka ng laptop.
May pangalan ba siya? Sabihin ko.
Ay, ikaw dapat.
Tama kasi siya. Well, na-access niya ako. Alam niya, I mean, tama siya kasi kung kasama siya kung palagi. Totoo yun. It's so true. 100% and 1.
May nakausap kami nakaka-access ng spirit guides. Ang isang advice niya, if you want to know the name of your guide, before ka matulog, isipin mo, gusto ko malaman name mo, gusto ko malaman name mo, gusto ko malaman name mo. And when you wake up, the first thing that comes to your head, most likely yun yung guide mo. So,
Direk, sorry. Nagsabi na siya sa akin.
ng pangalan, okay na lang mag-usap ni,
Chat ko na lang sa kanya.
sige, chat mo na lang, chat mo na
Sige
lang.
po.
Oo.
Salamat. Privately. Pero yun, I mean, siguro, well, hindi siya an excuse. Kasi parang for me, pinagkatiwala sa akin yung whatever I have. So nag-enjoy ako na may natutulungan din ako through this whatever. Kasi I never considered, kumbaga, yung business na to na it's a business.
Yes.
For me, it's a platform for those people na kunyari napagod sila sa mga previous agencies nila. Kasi if you know na, di ba, kumbaga sa
Yes.
advertising or sa events, nakakapagod siya. And I'm so happy na kapag they found themselves in this platform ko ba, ito yung platform ko, I
Oo.
feel na kaya ko to. Kaya yun yung obsession ko. I
Oo.
think I found the purpose na kumbaga, I feel baka mali naman pala yung interpretation ko na I feel na pinagkatiwala sa, parang I started from zero, tapos biglang pinagkatiwala sa akin yung mga project. And I'd love, kunyari, di ba, I contact you, I contact whoever to join us on any project. Kasi natutuwan-tuwa lang ako kasi i-share yun. Parang ganun. Kasi siguro baka pagtawanan niyo ako, pero I believe, kunyari, naniniwala ako kay Oprah. So I don't have my platform is not, of course, television. My platform is this. So whatever I can give, parang everyone gets to have a project. You get one, you get one, you get one.
Okay.
So yun.
So di ko alam. Again, feeling ko mas
Yun
ikaw
lang.
makakasagot eh. Feeling ko
Yeah,
mas,
of course.
I mean, puro speculation lang on our end. Kung ano yung letting go. Kung pag-ibig ba yan or kung sa trabaho ba yan or hindi natin alam.
Sana matuto ako mag-let go, whatever it is.
Sana nga. Isa pa pala isang sinend ni Edict sa atin na picture. May pinakita kayo mga hieroglyphics, di ba? Alala ko, sinend mo sa akin na parang tignan mo tong hieroglyphics, mukhang helicopter, mukhang ganon. Anong personal belief mo sa ETs? Ako syempre yung tanong ko.
I know na, ako, nung bata ako, what I believe, kunya, di ba may mga planets tayo? Sa isip ko, everything has a reason. I know na kapag may ganito, yung sun, may ganyan, ang Venus, hindi lang natin nakikita sila. In the same way na yung mga, kunyari, nasa Jupiter, punong-puno, kunyari, yan ng entities nila. Hindi empty rin ang Earth sa kanila.
Okay.
Kasi iba silang dimension. So we don't, or iba sila ng frequency. That's what, growing up, yun yung mga hypothesis ko na hindi ko naman siya tagang research kung totoo ba itong naiisip ko. Pero yun yung paniwala ko. Kasi why are there 9 planets? Tapos Earth lang ang may laman. So I'm sure the other planets, there are entities na in the same way na hindi lang din nila tayo nakikita. It's just a bilog. It's just another circular planet. Yun yung believe ko. Kaya kung may ET na nagmamanifest, nakikita natin from a different dimension, galing sila from that planet or from where a different galaxy na bumisita sa atin. It's just so happen na may nakakita sa kanila.
So si Matthias walang sinabi about it. Kasi si Matthias nakakakita eh. Ang alam ko.
Oo, hindi niya, that time, nung ano to, Abid Dendera ata, Dendera itong anong to. Pero ang sinabi niya na yung Abydos, kung saan pinapanganak daw yung ng mga Atlantean people,
Mm-mm.
yung syempre of course yung mga ano nila, offspring, kasi water yun eh.
Mm-mm.
Parang lubog daw yun sa water na hindi syempre, it's not just Egyptians who of course who built all of these things.
Yes. Oo.
May mga katulong tayo kasi up until now, kung as simple as it is na parang bakit kung with all of the technologies that we have,
Mm-mm.
we can talk to each other na ganito. We couldn't even put a decent pyramid,
Mm-mm.
parang ganon
Mm-mm.
na. Pero yung mga nag-explain kasi sa amin that time, hindi si Matthias. Matthias will come not to talk about the structure. Matthias will always talk about something, kung ano yung nangyari in that building. Parang
Okay.
ganon.
Oo. Kasi alam ko may access siya to, sa mga interviews na pinapanood ko sa kanya.
Correct. Yes.
May access siya sa Anunnaki. I mean,
So wala siyang time, I feel given lang kami palagi an hour or ano. Or minsan pinapaalis na kagad kami after lang niya.
okay.
Pag nag-iikot-ikot na kami,
Oo.
pinapaalis na kami.
Pero like, feeling ko, yung nakikita mo na, sabi mo nakikita ka na shadows, yan ang usual na naririnig kong kwento sa mga nagsisimula i-accept yung spiritual world. Na kaya shadows yan, my theory, sabi rin naman iba, yun rin yung theory nila, is kasi hindi pa developed yung
Fully.
eye of Horus mo. So, meaning nun, hindi mo pa nakikita as kung ano yung pinamanifest nilang image or ano. Ayan. Sige, Sam. Question mo yun eh. Tama
Ang
ba?
lalim minsan. Thank you, judges.
Papapahin mo na lang talaga. Nick, I just wanna know kung kailan ka nag-start talaga na magkaroon ng ganitong awakening or yung literal na nag-pick yung interest mo. Oo.
Nag-pick yung interest ko. Kasi siguro dahil nga sa events industry ako. So, yung tension, yung tension, yung stress level, it's so high. So, I need to do something to at least lessen that kind of stress level. So napunta ako sa mga meditation, pero ang lineage ko pa in terms of meditation yan sila Thich Nhat Hanh, yung mga Buddhist monks, yan yung ano ko kasi I would always want to find peace. Gusto ko, I feel na gustong-gusto ko talaga na kapag kunya ang gulo-gulo ng paligid mo and then you're so calm and centered. Kaya kapag ako nagde-direct ng show, yun yung meditative space ko. Na kapag kunya award show siya, live show, magde-direct ng live show, ang ingay, the nominees, ganyan, ang ingay nila. Ako, it's the calmness moment. And nung unti-unti ko siyang natagpuan na being present, being in the now, yung mga nababasa ko na sila Eckhart Tolle, yung ganyan, The Power of Now. I was in Singapore. Doon na unti-unti na akong nadirect. Kasi nasama pa ako kunyari sa isang yung ex-boss ko brought me to India. Nag-ashram kami. Namulat ako sa mga ganun. But I felt ibang level nyo of spiritual awakening. Kasi you know why? Doon I felt they're just finding naman peace and happiness and all these things. I feel hindi siya I don't know kasi when you talk about the spiritual level na level lang ba isa lang ba siyang aspect of spirituality? Kasi what's interesting dun kunyari sa India, ang mga nandoon puti from Australia, from Switzerland, from Singapore. What's interesting from the United States, lahat ng G8 countries well represented. And they were finding peace in the most rural of places in India. So ako, I feel that's a physical, yung hinahanap lang nila talaga, yung happiness inside them nawala sa kanila. Sa inyo, kunyari ngayon dito, hindi ito yung, iba naman to, ibang kind of level of, pero yun yung background ko pa lang. Kaya I feel batang-bata pa ako sa mundong ito.
Wow,
Kaya
makabata.
yung ay, buti na lang bata pa ako. Kayo mga veterano, kaya yung mga shadow, tatlo, sunod-sunod siya na nagsasalita ako. Hindi kasi yung bata pa ako, ang sensitive ko na sa mga ganito. Pero it's just, I thought,
Paano sensitive? Paano sensitive saan?
kapag nag-aaral ako, I could hear na yung typewriter namin. Hindi ko alam kung may entity ba sa bahay namin. Parquet floor yung sa amin, na-feel ko talagang, alam mo yung wood na ganyan. And it's always sa lola ko naman ako palaging kunyari kinakausap ko siya dati. Kaya nung namatay siya, when she passed away, siya talaga ang naramdaman ko. Ramdam ko talaga na parang yung umupo siya sa kama ko,
Yes,
tsaka yung
yes.
kama ko tagal lumubog.
Oo.
Kaya nung pinagdasal ko siya ng pinagdasal na I wish makasama kita sa isang trip, I don't know kung ito yung sagot, yung Egypt na to na yung travel companion ko na I really truly feel na siya yung lola ko incarnated in her, parang ganun. So yun po, Sam. I hope. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Las Vegas.
Very good answer. Thank you so much for that answer.
Maka beauty queen Sige, pinagsasalita. Espiritum, sorry, hindi naman marinig.
Yeah, may question sana ako, Sir Ed, kasi since siya, di ba, madalas siya nagme-meditate, and then feeling ko talaga na master niya na yun. Di ba, na nakwento ko niya sa mga kasama natin dito before na yung parang yung third eye ko, parang nag-open lang siya every time lang na nagko-concentrate ako. Eh, nararamdaman ko siya dito sa noo ko. So, lately lang na discover ko na pag nagme-meditate ako bago ako matulog, papatugtog ako ng white noise. And then suddenly nararamdaman ko yung vibration sa noo ko. Tapos alam mo yung mental na pamahid parang beats. Nararamdaman mo siya dun sa center ng noo mo, and then dahan-dahan siya nag-scattered. Then parang feeling mo talaga napakagaan ang pakaramdam mo, tapos napakalawak ng ano mo. Alam, parang nakikita mo yung paligid mo 360. Ganon. As in, ibang-iba yung pakiramdam. Hindi ko lang alam kung na-experience din to ng lahat. And then, once na may inisip akong lugar, let's say, naglalakad ako sa isang kalsada, umuulan, nakikita ko siya vividly. This time, nakikita ko na siya vividly, and aware din ako sa nangyayari sa paligid ko, na conscious ako. Tapos conscious din ako dun sa loob. Parang, alam mo yung parang nag-deep dive ka. Na-experience mo ba yun? Na-experience mo ba yun pag nagme-meditate ka na? Nung una, syempre, dark lang lahat, di ba? Usually, dark lang lahat. And then suddenly, parang may spiral na dinadaanan ka na, palubog ka ng palubog na palubog. And then doon ko na nararamdaman yung gumagaan yung pakiramdam ko. Tapos yung dito ko talaga nagba-vibrate, then lumalawak yung nakikita
Awareness
ko.
mo. Mm-mm.
Then suddenly parang nasa ibang nasa ibang mundo na ako.
Yeah.
Oo, tapos tuwan-tuwa na ako na nagagawa ko yun. Tapos minsan excited na ako matulog kasi ginagawa ko siya every time. So ang question ko is kung nagagawa din ba ninyo yun, o na-experience niyo rin ba yung mga ganong scenario na pag nagme-meditate kayo, talagang parang lumulubog kayo and lahat parang nagbabago. Kasi ganun, parang everyday ko na siya ginagawa. Siguro ito na rin yung sabi nga nila JP dati na medyo nag-o-open na yung yung third eye ko. Kaso nga lang, yun nga lang, kailangan ko mag-focus talaga.
Mm-mm.
Hindi siya talagang open palagi. Kumbaga kung kailan ko lang kasi si Sir medyo malawak yung niya sa meditation. And gusto ko lang rin sana magkaroon ng konting additional knowledge kung paano meditate.
Yung training ko in terms of meditation, isa sa mga natutunan ko, visualization. Visualization, they would always ask me, kunyari, it's either, imagine mo yung sun, yung rays of the sun na nagbababa, parang, alam mo yung nagpo-pour ng oil sa'yo. And that siguro yung mental na nararamdaman mo. Kasi yun din yung nararamdaman ko, na unti-unti akong babalutin nung oil from the sun, from the rays of the sun, all throughout. Kasi parang I'm bringing, parang iniilawan ko yung buong, para alam mo yung
Mm.
Xerox copy,
Oo.
all throughout na ganyan.
Mm.
And that's when yung lightness of being na nararamdaman mo, yun yung nararamdaman ko siguro at that moment kung nakaupo ako or nakahiga ako. And then, kasi at that time din, siguro a bit of explanation based siguro sa naintindihan ko kung bakit you feel, it's you're letting your soul escape from your body. Your physical body kasi ang nagkukulong sa soul mo. Ngayon, during your meditative portion, meditative moment, it's your soul. And your soul is so free. Wala naman siyang shape. Diba? Kaya I think that's the moment. So yung next kong visualization na pinapractice, coming from the heart naman, the warmness of my heart, kapag kunyari, ginagamit ko siya kapag kunyari, I feel so sad or something, yun naman the warmth naman. It's yung sa taas, yung menthol na sinasabi ni Espiritum, yun. Pero yung sa heart ko kasi, kapag kunyari talagang you feel na ang bigat ng feeling ko, yun yung ginagamit ko na warmness. Parang imagine mo naman yung init nagpapalsik unti-unti sa buong body. Yun yung dalawang visualization techniques na natutunan. Kasi kaya may warmth, because yung cells mo na kunyari dati na parang dormant, lahat kasi sila nagiging active kasi you activate them eh. You're being present in the moment na nararamdaman mo, kaya may warmth tayong nararamdaman, especially for those who meditate. Di ba kapag kung nakaupo ka minsan hindi mo ramdam yung legs mo. Kasi nakakalimutan mo siya. O kaya minsan kapag hindi ka nagme-meditate, nararamdaman mo yung, because you're not being present, but during meditation, you're being in the now. So you're activating all of the energy cells, and if there's energy, there's warmth. Di ba kapag patay na yung isang tao, ang lamig? That's where the warmth come in.
Oo. Nakwento mo kanina, sorry, mabalik ako sa manifestation, Dick. Saan mo pa siya ngayon napapractice? I mean, curious lang ako, since parang naintindihan mo na eh. Naintindihan mo na paano mo siya technically i-activate, di ba? Paano mo siya, recently, kahit wala ng details, okay lang. Pero ano yung recent manifestation mo na parang boom?
Okay. Ganito. Well, sa'yo ko unang i-reveal, pero kung off the record mo muna.
Sige, off the record na lang.
Hindi, or i-record, tapos i-cut mo na lang.
Sige.
When I arrive, kunyari, every time kunyari nagta-travel, kasi yung work ko allows me to travel. One time nadaan ako sa Dubai. So hindi ako naman lumabas. I knew at that time, sabi ko, hindi, it's not for me. Dubai is not for me. May ganun eh, kapag pumunta ka siguro sa isang lugar, you would know na, this place is for me. You could feel na mabilis mo kabisado. Yung first time ko talagang lumabas ng Dubai, it felt so familiar sa akin. So familiar na nakabisado ko yung trains. Alam ko, nagta-travel ako on my own, naglalakad ako na para siyang kasi Singapore.
Oo.
So, ganun. So, I said, oh my God, parang gusto kong mag-try. Dito ako mag-open, mag-expand.
Yes.
Na parang sa Dubai. Tapos, sabi ko, okay, let it be. There will be what if DXB. DXB yung, kasi code, kasi ang what if Manila,
yes,
code, airport code siya. Sabi ko, gusto ko siya. I know it can happen. So, sinabi ko lang yun in my words. So, I stayed in Dubai ng isang buwan. Bigla, di ba, na-miss ko yung ano. Tapos, during the World Expo, yung kumakanta si Christina Aguilera ng A Million Dreams. Ni Christina, I felt yung parang yung roots ko nag-ground dun sa ng Dubai. And linggo ay babalik ako sa Dubai to apply the licenses. Parang that, I don't know.
Oo.
Kasi because of basta yung mga na-miss kong tickets, meron akong extra pair of ticket na
Yes.
ngayon yung gamit ko pabalik.
Oo. At yun ang na-manifest mo.
Yun lang yung ngayon na recently ko nararamdaman. Kaya ang ingat ko ngayon sa thoughts. I'm so aware of that. Tapos nag-iingat ako na maisip siya.
Oo. Kasi yun nga, ang bilis ngayon.
Ngayon. After,
Oo. Well, iti-tie up ko rin lang yan ha. Yung may nakausap kasi kami, start of Sama na yun, 2021. Start of 2021, may nakausap kami basta sinasabi nila, I'm sure, ewan ko narinig mo na rin yun o nasabi nila Matias yun, yung ascension of Earth. So, ang sabi nila,
Ascension
of Earth itself.
Earth.
Oo. So, apparently, because of that ascension, kasi, mahabang kwento pero, in general, dahil nag-ascend si Earth, merong entities or merong groups humaharang sa ascension. So, dahil umaangat si Earth, may humaharang, nagkakaroon ng friction. And dahil sa friction, kaya maraming tao ngayon nakakakita. Yung veil numinipis. Because of that, supposedly. Because of that ascension nga, yung manifestation ng tao ngayon and karma, mas mabilis. Mas immediate.
Karma is digital na.
Digital na, oo. Mas mabilis ngayon. So sabi lang, kung pansinin mo lang, I mean, general observation sa karma, parang kagaya nun, yung kasi yung ascension supposedly 2012 pa nagsisimula eh.
Is it because we're entering the age of Aquarius? Hindi.
Oo, isa yun.
Diba?
Isa yun. Isa sa
Diba, the
sinasabi
age
lang.
of man daw, kaya tayo nagpupulba, kaya ngayon, diba, tapos na ang age of Capricorn niya, okay.
Mm-mm. So kasama yun sa mga sa
Ang
sinasabi.
well-versed no. Grabe ang well-versed no.
Hindi, sa mga nakakausap ko lang dito ko nalalaman yung ibang terms. Kasi yun nga, mas iba-ibang aspect yung alam nila. Pero yun, so baka yung manifestation mo mas immediate rin. Kasi ikaw rin nagsabi, ngayon, mas immediate. So posibleng dahil...
Nagugulat ako. Kaya ako, may tako. Alam mo ba, wait lang I have to guard my thoughts. Kasi it's quite fast. Nagugulat lang ako. I don't know what happened. Kunyari kung gusto nyo pa makakuha ng mga taong na nakasama ko sa Egypt. Kasi there have more interesting stories talaga. Kasi ako, I can tell you the story of what happened there. Pero sila, it's way back yung mga, kunyari yung mom niya. Ito, magugulat kayo from diba? Would have thought na bakit ka nandito? Parang you're part of that one. Nasa big advertising industries, pero the fairies in them, I'll ask them. They're from London. They're from the United States. Yung isa, alam nila ang past life nila they could smell blood kasi from each other eh. And then they connected. Ayun pala, palagi silang comrades.
Talaga?
Comrades sila sa mga battles. Kaya palagi they can smell blood when they saw each other.
Ang galing. Doon lang sila nagkakilala.
When they, may mention ka sa akin kung umattend ako yung actual, yung ganong term, may term kang sinabi sa akin before.
Ayahuasca.
Yes, yun sila, mga umaattend sila ng ganyan, pero which I'm not familiar at all. But I hope we can invite them if you're interested.
Sige.
You would want.
Sige, yes. Oo, kung open sila, why not? Kasi talagang maganda yung perspectives from different parts of the world eh. Just to see, diba? At least ma-open yung minds.
Sige, I'll ask them.
May questions pa ba kayo sa ating guest before natin siya magpaalam? TJ, may question ka?
For research purposes lang, spelling ng Yo Soy. No, really.
YOSOY. Yeah, YOSOY. Kung gusto mo yung website, .red, R-E-D. So Yo Soy is I am.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wala lang. Para for more information and knowledge.
Yes, please. The activation of sino ba yung kanina? Si Espiritum ba? Yung meron site is si Matthias, yung activation nila inside Egypt, yung kay Cheops. Yung baka gusto mo yung i-play kung gusto mo yung patulog ka, di ba? You said now, play ka ng white noise. Yun. You could hear the voice. Wala ko, nasa ibang, hindi connected yung screen ko.
Hanapin ko siya.
Yeah.
Sige, kahit send mo sa akin yung link, Dick, ako mag-send na lang sa kanila. For that.
Yan mismo kasi you can download that para at least hindi ka na kasi YouTube, di ba, kung hindi ka, palaging may ads.
Oo.
Ito, you can play it at night, baka mas maganda ang, ang experience in terms of your meditation. Ayun.
Thank you sa time.
Pero thank you. Alam mo, I thought I'm gonna share something with you, but you guys shared more than what I could have expected. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much.
Thank you rin. Many thanks to Edict for agreeing to guest and, of course, share his experience. At least, nakatapak na ako sa Great Pyramids vicariously, 'di ba? Pero kakaiba lang talaga yung experience and I'm thankful to Edict for sharing all of it. Edict actually got to refer a friend he met at Yo Soy. And if you check your feed, I've released that episode at the same time as this one. Specifically today, 11/11 because of the significance to the Yo Soy event. As I record this, Edict actually got to push through with his plans for his business in Dubai. It just opens up more questions for me about manifestation and how you can harness it for yourself and your life. Hopefully, we also get to talk to others who are able to harness this cosmic reality as well. Kung curious kayo kung sino si Matias Di Stefano, I suggest panoorin niyo yung video niya about the different dimensions. Ilalagay ko yung link sa show notes. Doon ako nag-start makinig sa kanya and meron rin siyang series sa Gaia titled The Journey of Remembering. Very interesting rin talaga yung kwento niya and yung mga nasagap niyang information. Panoorin nyo na lang. Thank you also to our past guests who joined the call. Sam, JP, EJ, Gray, Espiritum. Thank you for taking the time. If this is the first episode you're listening to of our podcast, you might want to check out our other episodes, the individual episodes of these past guests. They have very unique stories as well that you might want to listen to. I'll put the links to their episodes in the show notes. Pwera pala kay EJ. Manhid kasi yan. Walang episode yan. If this is the first episode you've encountered from our podcast, welcome! Welcome, welcome. I would always advise you to start from the very beginning. The podcast tends to have a slightly episodic approach, wherein episodes are 95% chronological. And if you want to be able to follow all the inside jokes and the small references starting from episode 1 will be the most ideal. You can, however, skip and choose to listen to the episodes that resonate with you. Free will yan, okay? Have you been to Egypt? Were you able to feel anything unusual there as well? If you have stories in Egypt that you want to share, you can email me at paranormalsph@gmail.com. If you'd rather share it via text, you can always join our Discord server. The Paranormal Discord server is a safe space where you can freely share your thoughts and experiences with like-minded individuals. If these kind of topics interest you, you might want to consider subscribing to the podcast on YouTube, Facebook, or Spotify. Currently, we are on season break, yes, and this is a special bonus episode, but normally we have new episodes every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Spotify, and Thursdays, 1:37 p.m. on YouTube. A big thank you, of course, to our Paranormal Patreon peeps and coffee supporters, Sunny, Jay, Don, I Am Who I Am, and Z. Thank you for your continued support. For the beneficiaries who won the prizes last November 5, you can send your thanks to the Patreons as well, as I use their support to fund the November 5 treats. If you want to support the podcast via Patreon or Coffee, I'll put the link in the show notes. Of course, you can support the podcast in many other ways. You can choose your favorite episode and send it to a like-minded friend. The Paranormal Podcast is engineered and produced by F90 Productions. I would greatly appreciate it if you leave us a review on your preferred delivery platform. Shares, likes, reviews, all these things help the podcast be seen and hopefully help people who are just opening up to the invisible world we are living in. Thank you for listening, and please stay safe.